All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit more on organization and mindset around organization. So the last video was on what to do when you're just burnt out, and talked a little bit about slowing down if you need to, getting organized in your life, and basically being disorganized in your life can cause burnout to begin with. So you can get burnt out from just having a really, really tough job, but you can also get burnt out by having too much extra going on outside of that job. So here's basically an overview of what the mindset to have when organizing your life. And I could make tons of videos on how to use stuff like Notion and how to organize every aspect of your life when it comes to cooking or fitness or business or childcare or marriage. You know, there's all kinds of stuff you can get organized on and all kinds of tools to do that. But really, all you need to know are some basics of how to clean up your life to begin with. And so basically, I like to look at it like through this intersection. I like to look at it like cleaning a big messy room, or small messy room. A room that has a huge mess in it. It's just clutter everywhere, all on the floor, all up on the shelves. There's trash everywhere. There's toys everywhere. You know, there's stuff everywhere. Chargers strewn out everywhere. You can't find anything, and super big, stressful mess. And that's how everyone's life is when they're experiencing burnout, experiencing disorganization and stress. Their life is generally looking like that room. And so the way you clean up an extremely messy room, this is something I learned from my wife, because having major ADHD usually comes with kind of a perfectionist style of personality, and what really helps me is having a very organized and tidy, uncluttered room to work in or study in or be in general. It gives my brain a lot of leeway to do the thinking it needs to do. And when you have kids and you're married and they don't all share that same problem, I guess I could say, then you can really end up with some super messy areas. And so what we would do is I would go to clean a room that was super messy, and I would be all motivated, pumped up. I psyched myself up with some crazy music and drank a bunch of coffee and was ready to conquer the room, and I'd get about 10 minutes in, get discouraged, and get distracted on something else. And that's what a lot of people do with their life. They see, okay, I want to get my fitness up, I want to get my health up, I want to get my business straightened out, I want to do better at my job, I want to get up early, I want to do these 100 different things to improve my life. And while all of those things are good, you'll get about 10 days into it or less and fizzle out because it's too much. And so what my wife did, and what has worked every single time we go to clean a hugely messy room, is she would start from one end of the room and just zigzag back and forth until she got the whole room done. And I started to do that, and I do a little bit of a different style of it. I basically start at one corner of the edges and just work the edges, get all the shelves cleaned up, get everything cleaned up, looking good, and then I would then conquer the middle of the room and basically put everything on the shelves that I had just cleaned up, and throw all the trash away and get everything out of the room that's not supposed to be there. And that's the approach you got to take with cleaning up a messy life. Otherwise, you'll fizzle out unless you're some kind of Tony Stark, you know? So, even then. So basically, what you want to do is you can't touch your messy life except for the physical messy parts, right? So you list out everything that you want to improve. Your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, your relationships, your business, your mindset, everything. List everything out that you want to improve, and it should be most aspects of your life at all times of your life. You should always be improving. And you take and do the next few steps, little micro goals in every single one. So relationship, you want to improve a relationship with your parents, your spouse, your kids. Set a micro goal, just a little goal. I want to improve. I want to spend an extra hour with my kids every day, or an extra 30 minutes. You want to spend one extra night of the week with your spouse, taking them out on a date, that kind of thing. In business, you want to spend X amount of time doing this specific thing. Just micro goals in every single thing, and you don't stop there, because you're not going to do all of those things at once, but you're still going to take and do one of them at a time. Work the edges of your list, basically. The things that are a little bit easier to attain and are clear cut. So you write it all out, set the micro goal for each thing, have it recorded somewhere where it's easy to access, and start working on one thing at a time, and don't move on to the next thing until you have that one part of your life cleaned up properly. And so when I say properly, I mean don't shove it all in your closet, right? So don't improve spending time doing work and basically make more work for yourself because you've done that by decreasing your sleep, right? That is putting everything in the closet. It's just going to make it messier when it comes to other parts of your life. So clean up your life little bit by little bit, clean it up properly, and do it one step at a time. Don't clean up the next thing until you've cleaned the current thing. And the more you clean up your life, the more things you'll be able to do at the same time. So you should start one at a time, but you'll know when it's time to pick up more things of your life. And so that is basically how to clean up your life, and it will cure burnout almost definitely, because unless you have a ridiculously stressful job that you shouldn't have, you won't struggle with burnout if you start to clean up your life, and your mental health will be better, which will improve other parts of your life, make it easier to clean up, that kind of thing. So I could go around and around saying it over and over again, but that's basically it. Start at the edge of your room, the corner, and start picking things up one by one. So hope that was helpful. Like and subscribe if that was of some value to you, and I really appreciate you watching. Please leave a comment if you liked it, didn't like it, have anything else to add, have any other questions, and I will see you on the flip side. Deuces.